history in the making.
Of what some would call history in the making.
Don't say that.
We have never been down 1,000 points ever, not even intraday on the NASDAQ.
Is that true?
That is true.
Okay. And down 6% right from the get-go. This is heavy big tech. Here we go. Look at them go down. Microsoft is down $20. That's 5%. Alphabet, 5%. Meta, 6%. Amazon, 6%. Apple, 9% down. Let's pull out Apple. This is interesting.
Hey guys, Carlos Cortez here with another episode of Scriptures and Wall Street. Man, I mean, just look at it. Look at it. It's not even funny anymore. It's not even funny anymore. Stu just called me wanting to do a financial show. We have a lot of clients calling, freaked out, but there's really no need to panic because, you know, if you're a client of ours on the investment side, our money managers know what's going on and they make trades. We plan for this. And also we have safe money accounts that protect us during times of crises like this. But for those of you that have a liking to taking risks, for those of you that have a liking to know what's going on in the markets, I share that same passion with you. Wanted to kind of discuss like what we've been talking about. Like, I don't know why everybody's freaking out. Well, I know why everyone's freaking out because they don't listen to Scriptures on Wall Street. And for those of you that are trolling, or for those of you that don't believe me, I don't do this. I don't do this for I don't do this for clout. I don't do this for reviews or views or likes or whatever. I do it because I want you to have a place where you can rely on so that when the markets do crash, you could say, hey, I told you so. Or, you know, I've been well informed because I'm listening to the right people, to the right things, and that you're not getting your financial information from convoluted places that are sponsored by Pfizer and all these woke companies. Because unfortunately for me, I have to listen to the CNBC, the Bloombergs, the woke agendas, all that garbage that they're pushing. Like the media is not being upfront about what's really going on in the financial markets. And I look at the charts and there's other things that are happening. So as a retirement planner, you know, I have to keep your interests at heart and I can't say certain things on a public podcast. So let me say my disclosure here. For those of you that are listening, everything on this podcast is not investment advice. This should be taken as education and information purposes only. If you would like financial advice, seek a licensed professional. We are licensed professionals at my firm. You can call us 813-448-3446 or visit us online at cortezwm.com. And I'm beside myself. I'm like, honestly, I didn't even wake up like Christmas in the morning. I went to bed last night like that night before a little child knows that Christmas is in the morning. Santa's about to come through the chimney to eat the milk or the cookies and milk. That's why I went to bed last night, because I saw the Japanese markets just tanking. They didn't like the unemployment rate. They didn't like a lot of the things. Obviously, this war with Israel and Beirut, it's a problem on Gaza. It's been a problem. They don't like the unrest that we're about to have, this World War III. They don't like that all these things are happening. There's so much stuff going on. Like I could spend hours talking about this. But what does this mean to your retirement? That's the main thing. For those of you that are just chilling, like you're chilling in the Fidelity Contra Fund or the Admirable Fund at Vanguard or whatever fund, set it, forget it, doesn't work. There's days that are just going to be massive, massive, massive. And so if we look at the volatility index, I already said this last podcast, legit. I said, there's no way it can hang out this low and not bump up. And when it does bump up, it's because the stock market's going down. And we have a World War III that's pending. We have inflation crisis that are happening. We still haven't even talked about the banks. Like we haven't even talked about commercial real estate. That's another freaking huge problem. But everybody's so focused. They're so focused on this election that we have underlying issues. We have a deficit that is detrimental Like my kids don't even have a checking account by the time they're 16 or 18 because Kamala Ho and stupid face Biden already gave the kitchen sink and a farm out. So I'm sorry, I'm a little distracted. My phone has been blowing up all day. I've been asked to speak on this on certain different networks. Even a local media wants me to say something. And I'm just like, I just want to focus, get a podcast out. I haven't even had time to shave. I haven't even put on a shirt and tie. I went out for a walk, talked to some clients. I'm sweaty. Thank God. Thank God. Thank God. Our house is built on a firm foundation because we just came out of of Hurricane Debbie, and there's trees flying all over the place. But yet I'm here. Thankfully, I have electricity. Thankfully, that my family is safe. And our prayers to everyone in the Panhandle. Tampa, we haven't been hit in like, I don't know, 60, 70 years, something like that. I need to ask Mike Weathers-Page. Mike Weathers-Page is my old neighbor. Pretty cool guy. He's like me when it comes to the weather. So the weather is also manipulate, like the whole media, the Weather Channel, they lie and create ratings so they can sell advertisements, and he is tired of that. Like he has his own radar posted in the front yard. No kidding. And he has a great blog, Mike Weathers-Page. But anyways, man, so what do we talk about? Like I almost feel like there's nothing to talk about because everything that we talked about came into fruition. Like, where do we start? So TMF, the yields. So the other thing is the yields are coming down. The interest rates are coming down, which bringing the yields up, the short-term treasury yields. So if you have bonds, they're actually a good place right now because bonds are going up in value. I'm going to show you the charts on that. Don't worry. And if you like TLT, you're going to love TMF. We spoke about the TMF. Like my option calls are really high on those right now. I'm up like 80, 90% just in like 3 days. Of course, I trade options. I trade leverage ETFs. That is not something you want to do in retirement. This is something that you do on the side with your own money. And yeah, so once again, education purposes only. For those of you that are retired, have you not learned your lesson yet? So we want to talk about green money and red money, particularly red money. So red money is where you have your money in mutual funds, your stocks, your bonds, your crypto, your gold, your real estate, anything that has up and down values that can lose money, gain money, that is called red money. And when you have your money at risk, you are subject to days like this. You are subject to tweets and Elon Musk trying to figure out the whole world and the agenda, the Satanist agenda. You are subject to all of that. So you don't have a right to complain when you are talking to an advisor that believes in stocks, bonds, mutual funds, ETFs, gold, precious metals, and what have you. This is the problem because they can only do what they're supposed to do. As a stockbroker for almost 20 years, I only was allowed to say certain things, and I couldn't do certain things because I wasn't in the green money space. I couldn't be in a green money space. And every time I would tell a client about green money space and actually execute it for a client, the red money banks would have a field day with me. They'll mark my license. They'll call me Marxist. They'll call me selling away. Like the communist agenda is 100% tied with all the manipulators that want to put your money in the stock market. So there's no way out. And this is why it's important to have an independent advisor teach you, hey, this is red money. Not all red money is bad. I have a lot of money in red money. I also have money in green money. My retirement's in green money. Now, green money is a place where you have insurance on your money, where you do not lose money, but you also have a smart index that can go into commodities, that can go into short-term treasury bonds, that can go to S&P 500, that can go into the NASDAQ. And they can shift, not just quarterly, weekly, monthly, but freaking daily. You need daily tactical management in this woke, robotic, AI-filled, infested, fake stock market. If you don't have a robotic plan that's automated, then you're going to get lost, dude. You're going to get lost. Like you need to not just refinance your portfolio, but you need to rebalance it from a technological standpoint. Like you have this technology that can do this for you, that can actually actively manage your account. And that's what we bring to the table. This is so important. So AI has, yes, AI is going down right now. NVIDIA stock is going down, but you actually need that type of technology to protect you from the downside if you're in the market. Now, if you're a green money client and you have half your money in a green money bucket where it's safe, it's guaranteed, it's insured, it's protected. God forbid there's another stock market. You are Gucci, you're fine, your principal's safe. You could double your assets because there's typically no fees and no risk in this bucket of money. But then we have this yellow money bucket, this bucket that does have fees, that can be liquid, that you can take money in and out all day, every day. And we can utilize treasuries. And if you don't believe in treasuries, then I can't help you. Like, if the treasury market goes belly up, then why are we talking about money? We need to be talking about how much ammo you have in your guns. Like, where's your guns? Like, you have to be fully loaded and just double fisted, ready to start shooting, because that's what's reality right now. Precious metals, I'm talking about ammo. I'm not talking about gold and silver and blah, blah, blah. What are you going to do with your silver? What are you going to do with your gold? It's meant for one thing, to sell at an all-time high. Let me ask you, did you sell your gold and silver? The stock market collapsed today. Did you sell? You probably didn't. And honestly, you should start talking about selling some part of your precious metals, at least a third of it. Sell the other third when we go to another new level. Sell the other third when the dollar crashes. You have to dollar cost average your way out. You just don't say, I'm gonna buy precious metals, or something really dumb like an IRA precious metals, where the government knows where your money is at in a vault that you have to pay to go see. How stupid is that? Like, don't do that. That is the dumbest thing you can do. And I'm sorry if I offended you if you have gold IRAs, but it's dumb. And I'm not saying you're dumb. I make dumb decisions, but I am saying there's smarter things. There's smarter things to do with your assets. We can make money off a stock market failure. We can make money in a insurance contract that is guaranteed, protected, locked in, and insured. We can make money off treasuries. Like, treasuries are going to go up because interest rates are going down. Bonds are going to go up. And if you say, well, Carlos, the financial system is going to collapse and the dollar is not even worth anything, well, guess what? Then don't even worry about money. Because with that, if you really, really believe that, then what are you doing messing with money? You should be buying precious metals. You shouldn't even be worried about money. You should be buying rafts for when the flood comes, or electronic coolers, solar panel generators. I just bought that for the hurricanes. It's in my head. You should be buying these things and not even worried about money. So the problem is that people make mistakes with their emotions. They have this hunch. Oh, I know the stock market is going to go down. I know the dollar is going to crash. I know the bank failure is going to happen. I know they're going to raise interest rates. I know Social Security is not going to be there. I know. And meanwhile, the gangsters on Wall Street are taking your money because they know too. And you know what? They don't have any feelings about it. They're simply just looking at the charts and manipulating the hell out of you, while you are so infiltrated listening to podcasters that don't even know what the hell they're talking about. They're not even licensed. They don't even make money in the financial game. They don't have a practice. They don't have any experience. And you're listening to them to try to get your bias. Are you freaking joking me? Be smarter, bro. Be smarter than that. Like, that's not even biblical. Would you get advice from your dentist who lives right next door to you about your legal affairs? No. Do not get your information from a non-financial guy. And this is where the problem is with our conservative movement. And then we got Satanist, freaking Jewish people, Satanists. I'm talking about the bad people that happen to be dual citizenship. I'm talking about them. You have these people that are manipulating the words to act like conservatives, and then boom, they're charging you 40% to buy gold because they're speaking your language. and they're making money hand over fist because you're emotional. You think exactly like they think, but yet they're literally our snake. And then you go to sell it, boom, another 40-45%. And all that all-time high, all that gold rush, all that momentum, all that profit that you studied has been taken away by someone else's greed. Don't be that manipulated. Okay? So be very cautious, guys, is all I'm saying. Be very cautious. I love seeing, like, okay, so I'm talking about all this stuff because I'm very passionate about what's going on toward our country, and it just bleeds into the markets. And I've been watching this since I was a kid. And talking about this stuff amazes me because I'm seeing it. I'm not listening. I'm not listening to left or right. I'm just observing. And then when I get on the charts and I see what actually is going on, you see, money isn't emotional. Money isn't emotional. It's not political. It's not, just like that black rifle doesn't kill people, called an AR-15. It has no emotions. It only does what you tell it to do. You pull the trigger, it will shoot. That's not the AR-15's fault. So it is the same with money. Money has no qualms going left to right, sideways, up and down. And the investment world is the same way. So when I look at charts, it is a non-biased approach. I have to put my politics aside. I have to put everything aside on that will hinder my bias on where I think is going to go. What's crazy is, yeah, we know the dollar took a hit. We're going to look at the dollar, but it is manipulated. I know gold is all skyrocketing, but it will take a hit right back down. It is just a trade. The yields, the TMF trade, skyrocket. VIX skyrocketed today. But I know it's going to go down. It's going to go calm. There are things that when it's parabolic movements like today, it will come back down. NVIDIA is starting to come down. We're going to look at all this right now. But I want you guys to stay informed. And the whole thing is that you don't even have to know all this. You don't have to study this. Just let me help you. Just give us a call, 813-448-3446, or visit us at cortezwm.com. Right now, we have insurance contracts that can guarantee your money, that do all this trading, that does all this algorithmic repositioning of your assets, that can take advantage of commodities, that can take advantage of the everyday sector. And interest rates are being so high, they're actually coming down today. They are coming down little by little. That yield curve is inverting. And I told you guys, as soon as that thing uninverts, that yield curve, you will start to see massive panic. You can't just say, oh, I'm going to lower interest rates and the stock market is going to have a soft landing. No. But everyone thinks that. And today, well, I'm recording this Monday. I don't know when this is going to go out, but today is Monday, August 5th, and it is pre-recorded. Someone said, oh, this is not live. This is pre-recorded. Well, duh. I run a financial practice. I can't just do a podcast whenever I want. I have to plan it out. But yeah, so what I'm getting at it is that you got to be diligent. Give us a call. We want to help you. And put money aside. Just put money aside in green money. Set it, forget it. The money will double within 5 to 7 years on average. Then if you have $500,000, it grows to $1 million. Take that $1 million, live off 5-6% interest, withdrawal rate, $50,000, $60,000 a year. You do that for 10, 20 years. You pulled out $1.5 million, and you still have your $1 million. Possibly your $1 million grew to $2 million, and you're still pulling income. So when you pass away, God calls you home, you're giving your family $1 million to $2 million, and they can live off the interest. They can start pulling out, and when they pass away, you give those few $1 million to your grandchildren, and your grandchildren will do the same thing. And this is generational wealth. This is what I'm all about, and this is what I started in my family. it started with me. Like I grew up poor. My parents didn't have money. So this is why I became a financial advisor, because I wanted to learn how to build wealth so I can give my family the financial tools to be successful and start a whole new bloodline of um, prosperity in my generation's future to come. One man will bring 10,000 generations. I mean, you change a man, you change a generation. I mean, this is huge. So what you do right now is affecting your future generation. You will be ancestors of somebody. If God doesn't come, you will be an ancestor to a whole generation. So this is why men, we need to be strong. We need to be faithful to our wives. We need to be faithful to our families. We need to be providers. We need to be protectors. We just need to be a freaking man. You know, when God calls a priesthood, he didn't call some candy leg little squirt. Dude, he called a freaking warrior. So if you're a man, I want to call the warrior out of you, man. Like, rise the heck up. Start reading your Bible. Start doing push ups. Start doing cold plunges. Start going out for runs. Start grabbing your children, kissing them. I love you, giving them words of affirmation. Grab your spouse. Tell them that you love her to the moon and back, that life is not complete without you. True, true words. I mean, my wife knows when there's something going on when I don't go in the kitchen and smack her in the butt and kiss her violently. Like, she knows there's something wrong because I've abused her for the past 15 years in a loveful way. But that's just me. That's my personality, right? I'm Latino, so we are very touchy and very aggressive with our cariño, you know, with our we're just very charismatic and affectionate and passionate. So, uh, yeah, but it's we have to be grateful, man. So let me talk to the people that didn't take advantage of scriptures in Wall Street, that haven't called. I'm talking to you. For those of you that are clients and that called, God bless you, man. Like, you're protected. That's a really good feeling. And it's days like this that we can not laugh, because I don't want to laugh. I'm having a hard time not to laugh because I don't want to sound arrogant or cocky or not sympathetic. But we told you so, man. You know, like it's a delight. Like, hey, we done our research. This is when we get paid. This is when the joy happens. Like, oh man, thank God we have that concrete roof, because we knew that tornado was going to come and rip the roofs off of everyone else's. But this is why God blesses people that want to learn and be stewards of their money. Because when I called Charles Schwab today, and I'm not saying this to brag, when I called Charles Schwab today to see how I can log in my account, because the website was down all day today, to the point the phones were down. I never ever got a hold of Charles Schwab where I have my brokerage account. There was millions of people calling in to see how much money they lost and to freak show panic sell. I was actually calling and trying to log in my account to see how much money I made. And legit, I made 80% in the past 2 days. Now I'm only using money, a few grand, only using money I can afford to lose. But how cool is it to make 80, 90% in just in 2 days because of what I just spoke about. Um, Now I'm not laughing. I'm not laughing. And it's not fair to people that do not have the option or the benefit to even listen to this or know what's going on. We got to pray for them. At the end of the day, we just got to pray for them. But there's also power in executed knowledge, not just reading a book and say, hey, I learned something, but actually doing it and applying it. That's what I'm talking about. And so I challenge you to give us a call, apply the strategies that we're teaching our clients on how to protect their money, how to grow their money, what to do with this type of environment. More than likely, most advisors, they're simply don't have a clue on how to trade this market. Most advisors are just basically on the sell side of things and just want to make a commission or make a fee. And don't get me wrong, I charge 1%. I make commissions as well. But I also have a passion about trading. I've been like that since I was a kid, literally. I didn't have money when I was a kid, so I still learn. And then one day I would get money and I would learn how to trade. Well, that day is now. And there's markets like right now that I just literally clean house. I clean up. It's like Christmas. And there's so much opportunity out there right now through the volatility index, through TMF, through NVIDIA, through VIXI, through shorting the S&P 500, through shorting the Nasdaq, through shorting the triple Qs, to shorting the S&P 500. Now these are trades; they're just swing trades. They're not long-term trades. They're just swing trades. But before I get into the charts, give us a call. Like, you don't have to worry. Don't be a victim of a failing stock market. Don't be a victim of a failing stock market. You literally can put your money away in a safe money bucket. Some programs give you a 20% bonus, which is probably going to go down to 15 or 13. They're going to lower interest rates dramatically. And some don't even have a bonus, but also don't have a fee, and you make 100% of the index. In 2017, when Trump got in, we made 40% in this index. And last year, it made 19% because it had the ability to go to commodities and bread, milk, commodities in general went up in value. And so you have the ability to participate in those upswings of the commodities or the treasuries or the NASDAQ or the S&P 500, all wrapped up in a safe money bucket where your principal is locked in, protected, guaranteed, and all the interest that you make is locked in, protected, and guaranteed. So if you want to know more about that, then give us a call, 813-448-3446, or visit us at cortezwm.com. Let me go to the charts here. All righty. So here we are. We spoke about the VIX. And you remember when I spoke last podcast, I said, oh, I got a blue deal here. And look at this sucker. I was talking about when it was, oh my God, I was talking right when it was, dang, dude, it was around like 13, 12, somewhere around there. I remember I was talking about how in the past, it literally only certain times has been this low. And look what it did, guys. Look what it did. Just shot up. Right now it's at close of bell. It's at close to 40, 38.61. It shot up over 60 earlier today. But dang, dude, imagine. So you can't buy the VIX. You can only look at it. But this is VIXI. VIXI is an ETF that tracks the volatility index. Now, for those of you that don't know what the volatility index is, it is simply, and you see this little pop here. Woo! Holy smokes, man. I was talking about it when it was like $10. This thing went up in one day, bro. The 2022. And guess what? It's still going to go up, man. Like, there's plenty of room. Plenty of room. So let's look at the charts real quick. Let me get this off. So this thing is all heck low. Like, this bad boy went up to 5. This thing went up to 500 back in 2020. Okay. Ultimate, it was up over 1,000 back in March of 2020. So this is a huge thing. So if you think that the stock market is going to, you think this is a start of a massive, massive, massive global meltdown, which it has all the fruits to it, then I would be looking at call options here. Not just, again, not investment advice, just education purposes only. But I would be looking at a potential trade here. Dude, it's $20, man. $20. You could buy the call options right now. You could buy the call options on this and make a ton of money, like, I don't know, a year out. All right, let me just look at the call options on this, man. This is absolutely insane. For those of you that have a liking to call options, there's something called a options calculator. And so if I put VIXI here, we'll get the price will go up, and in upload, and we're going to buy. Now we think, now going back over here, let's just say we bought 100. Let's just say we know it goes 1,000. We know it could go to 1,000 during COVID, but let's just say conservatively it goes to 100. Again, it's at 20.99 right now, $21 a share. Let's just say if it goes 100, we're in the money. If it goes over 100, again, last time it went this high was during COVID. So if it's a 10th of COVID, we would break even. Or I'm sorry, we'll go from where we're at right now, a little more than break even. So let's just use very, very, very basic numbers. All right, so right now it's at 21. We're going to buy, and let's go to now till 2025. Right? I'm sorry. Yeah, so next year. Let's just say we did that, and that means if it doesn't hit a certain price by March 21st of 2025, you lose every single dollar of your money. Strikes. All right. So let's just assume. All right. So I can't really go out higher than 25, but let's just say we bought the cheapest option we can get. So this 21st of March of 2025, let's just say it goes to $25. All right. So we would have moved this to $25. And it could shoot up to 200. Let's just say. I'm going to show you the power behind all this. So for those of you that actually can read this, remember in March, it will expire 2025. So if the volatility index the VIXI goes up to conservative $120, that is that's a 914% return on one option. That is $8,940 at $120. It could go to 200. So one option would be worth $15,835 if it goes to 198 before March of 2025. It is a risky trade. Now you lose everything if it does not go to 25 or higher. You will lose daggone everything. So options do have that extra risk where you need to understand that, heck, you could lose everything if this doesn't hit. But what I want to say is that, let me go back to my chart here. So if it hits $25, which I couldn't get a higher option on that screen. So right there. Oh, I can't even adjust it. So if it's $25, which is roughly there, everything from here on out will be profit. So if it hits just $200, you're talking about what did I say? You're talking about 16,434 per option. And right now, an option call would be about $950. So, are you willing to risk $950 for a chance to possibly make $16,434? This is the power of derivatives. And so mind you, World War III happens, inflation comes crashing down, bank failures, whatever you do, then put your money where your mouth is and put your money to work. This is just one way you can do it. Again, this is not investment advice. This is just a way that you can use the options market, derivatives markets to protect you from the Bidenomics that are happening. You see, the Bidenomics is a great thing if you know how to handle it. And you can make money off of these idiots. And if you don't even want to do that, then you just simply buy the VIXI. Just buy the stock VIXI, and you're fine. Like, you can hold it for as long as you want. And if it goes to kapoots, then our economy is growing anyway. You have other things brewing. That's fine. But you don't lose your money if the options don't expire. So you have to set up an extra layer of account. You need professional help, financial help. I'm here to help. You can give us a call, 813-448-3446, or visit us at cortezwm.com. This is a huge opportunity, very similar to TMF. By the way, let's talk about TMF real quick. And I enjoy. So for those of you that actually got into TMF, maybe you just bought the ETF. I was talking about when I was around 47, 48. And look at that. Boom. 59.77. And just in 2 days, it went up 13%. So what I like about TMF is that we have a huge, huge opportunity here. What's interesting is that you see this little green, that thing would just shot up, man. What's interesting is that, let me go on that 4 hour. You can see a lot better. Whew, I got a buy signal here. That was honestly before I even told you guys. Isn't that something? My system alerted me, but I alerted you guys before to buy. But yeah, we got a huge buy signal. This thing skyrocketed to 60 earlier today. And yeah, so when interest rates come down, the bond prices are going to go up. That was the trade of the year. Huge, huge deal. You could buy January 26 calls again. We could go to TMF, get the price right now. And then I'm going to show you the TMF chart. It's going to populate the current price, and we're going to buy. And then let's just say we go to January 26, and we bought the cheapest option. Holy cow, that thing went up like 20%. So it's $675 an option. Dang, that's expensive. They were like a dollar when I first started talking about this. So $675 each contract. All right. So let's just say you bought 5 contracts and you had $3,375. Of course, this is money that would not be worth anything if it didn't hit a strike price of 100. Actually, we want a strike price of 100 to, again, a huge, huge, huge potential trade. This thing went up to 1,000 back in a day. So let's calculate this puppy. So let's just say it went to 100, and you had daggone only 5 contracts worth $3,300. And right now it's at $59.93. But let's just say it went to 100. That's $17,190. Let's just say it was parabolic, right? Each contract. I mean, if you had, if this thing went up to its previous high, that would be $444,000 at 990. Let's be conservative and say it only did 450. That would be $159,680 on a $3,000 investment, guys. Interest rates are coming down. Interest rates are coming down, and this is three times the bond yield of the prices. Again, this is very powerful stuff. It's not meant for your retirement. This is things that I like doing personally and that I like podcasting about. It's for education purposes only. Do not make these trades if you don't know what you're doing. But you can give us a call. We can talk about it. 813-448-3446. Again, 813-448-3446. CortezWM.com. We want to be a news source. We want to be an educational source for our God-fearing patriots. Be very, very careful out there, guys. Now's not the time to be in a stock market. Set it, forget it with your mutual funds. You will get hurt. You will get hurt. It is now time to shave off what you've made, put it in a safe money bucket that can actually grow with all the manipulations that are going on right now, and get out of Dodge, because you don't want to be messing around with this stuff, man. Like this is not what you're meant to do. You're supposed to go to work, focus on your trade, focus on your family, and allow these things to work out as it is. But you need to make sure your money's parked in the right place. So this week, I am actually going to a Rise Up Kings. I'm participating in a coaches academy in the conference. So just keep me in your prayer that that God just shows up in really, really, really awesome way. I'm going to be with a group of guys that are just trying to do some deep work on them spiritually, as well as mentally, spiritually, and from a financial standpoint, to how to have better relationships. Not just financial, but just on the relationship side with their families and their clients and their businesses and employees. We're going to dive deep into some of the issues that we don't want to talk about. And so I think I really need that. It'll be helpful for me. One of the things I have been working on is my anger issues. And so when I was reading my book, as you guys know, I've been reading this book called Daily Prayers for My Wife. And it was pretty awesome, because on page 32 of the book, it says, slow to anger. Being slow to anger can be very challenging at times. It requires patience, self-control to discipline our emotions, not to react quickly and harshly. Even with all the persecution, lies, hatred, and taunting Jesus experienced, he rarely responded in anger. He wouldn't take the bait. He also kept love, not retaliation, at the forefront of his actions. Anger is not bad or wrong. It is emotion God created us to have, but a lack of restraint and discernment about when to let it surface can be damaging. That was my problem. I would just get angry. I don't know why I was so angry, but I do know why, because I was playing victim. That's why. So people that play victim are always angry, and that's how they are. That we may strive to be slow as anger, as Jesus says, no matter how often our anger is provoked. So 1 Corinthians 13:5, love is not easily angered. So let us not get angry at our kids. Let us not get angry at our spouse. We can be angry. Jesus flipped tables, we understand that. But it was at a place where it was justified. And so it's okay to be angry. It's okay to be upset. But we must use discernment and just restraint. That was the word I was looking for. Restraint and discernment. So, guys, a lot of cool things going on if you're on the right side of these trades, if you're on the right side of the allocations. There's no reason to be victim of the stock market right now. I've given you so much time and head heating protection that a heads up on this is, I could only tell you what's going on. That's it. I can't force you to do anything, nor can I give you advice on this podcast. But you got to give us a call. We want to help you. Do not go down like 2008 and 2001. Protect yourselves, guys. All right. With that being said, I went kind of too long. I wanted to only be 30 minutes and I went way too long. God bless you guys. I'm out of here. Don't forget to visit us at CortezW1.com. If you book an appointment with us, I will send you my free book while it's still free. So get to it, man. We had a 1 month long waiting list, and now we're starting to get freed up. And now we're getting busy all over again. Kids going back to school. People are looking up their statements, and people aren't too happy about what's going on in the market. So don't get overwhelmed. Just give us a call. Let us help you out. God bless. Bye-bye.